why we need a routings. Sumant, can you explain? Okay. Yeah, sure, exactly. Correct. Yeah, so routing in the sense, so just it is going to be redirect to the another page and without reloading the page. So that is the major thing. Okay, so fine. So and okay, we will run once. Okay, it started. I think so. Okay, so it is initializing the packages. So that's why it is loading. Uh, okay, so just I will start now. npm start. So this is already we have discussed in the last session, but anyhow we are going to be recap one more time. Okay, so here what happens? So we have a component called a website. So that website component is having a multiple pages. What are the multiple pages? So this is a home, about us, display data, and a not found. So like that. So we have a four components here. So we have created a four components. See here, like in the website, we have a home and the about us and display data. So these are all the different types of components. So it is going to be reach for every okay, every page. So how it is happening? So by using the links, so it is just redirecting from one component to the other component. Okay. So one more thing. So here there is a actual page load is not you are going to be seen in the project. Okay. But if you see the every project, so you might see the something the page loading or something it will happen. Okay. So I will just show here. Okay. So here somewhere. Uh, if you open any website, so you will feel like that. Okay, something it is reloading like this. Okay, I will show some of the uh, okay, so this is a one website. So it is the first time is loaded, so it is going to be load like this. Okay, so whenever you click for a one more page, so let's say I will go for the articles. So here there is a not you should don't have a reloading a page concept here. Articles. If I just click here, so it is going to be a reload like this. So it is something called a Ajax call, so it will happen. Okay, so we'll go for the code here. So first, this is my application or a one project. In that we have a four routes. So this is called a display headers. So this is a navigation list at the top of the browser, and this is the routes. It is going to be displayed in the top, but it is going to be redirect to the specific element. When I click on about us, so about here, it is calling a about us component here. From the about us, so this is a root element or a path, then it is calling a about us component. What about us it contains? It contains this is the about page. So like that, when I click on a display data, it is calling the display data component. So here it is a display data component. So it will load like this. So that whatever the data it is there, it is going to be displayed. So if something they have clicked something star or hash or not a proper path, then it is going for the no data form. We'll go there. See, this is a home. This is the about us. If I click means, so this is our data. So are you facing any reloading reloading here? No. If you just go here, home, it is not showing. About also not reloading. Display data. Okay, so here uh, home about display data. So this is some data how it is loading. Okay, so this is called a routing. If I click means it is going for the about page, and this if I click means so it is calling the display data. So this is called a React.js routing. Why we need? So it's the to moving from one page to the another page. Okay. Uh, so routing we have done it. So routing is the thing which is going to be render from one component to the another component. Okay. The next is the React.js context API. So what is the React.js context API means? So it is a something called a state management. So this React.js context API and a React.js lifecycle method I will tell in the last section. Okay. So then React.js hooks. So as we already know this, hooks are the functions provided by the React that allow you to use the state and lifecycle feature, context, and other React features in a functional component without using the class component. Here are some of the important React.js hooks. Okay, so what is the overall sentence meaning is React.js hooks is a special functionality introduced in the 16.8 in the React.js. React.js version 16.8. They have released a React.js hook, so that is called a functional component, and it will handle the lifecycle method. What is the lifecycle method? So as I told, lifecycle method I am going to be explained. So just imagine what is the life cycle means. So let's say what is a person life cycle is. He is going to be get a birth and becoming a baby and a young boy and a person and a old man and his die. So this is a life cycle. So like that is a React JS is also having a life cycle. Okay, so that is we are going to be discussed here. So what is the React.js hooks will do? React.js hooks, it is going to be perform a life cycle method. The first, there are something called a use state. Use state we have studied the many sections till now. It will manages the state functionality. What is the state? So it will store the information. Okay. So like that we have a number of hooks. We are going to be learn in a React.js hooks training. So use effect is there, use context is there. So that is we are going to be discussed. No worries. So then React.js fragments. Okay. A React Framework Square provides a way to group up multiple elements in the React without adding an extra node to the DOM. They are especially useful when you need to return the multiple elements from the components render method without wrapping them in a single parent element. Okay, okay, what does it mean in the sense? I have going to be create a one component, that component called a service now.js. So this is a one component I have created and a React functional component export. So a React functional component. So just to control space bar, it is going to be give the what is called indexing. So if it is not giving, so just import React from React. So function service now render. So whenever I want to define a one header tag and one paragraph tag, h2 welcome React.js fragments. So now it will okay. When we add a one more paragraph, now it will throw an error. What is the error? JS expression must be have a one parent component. So we don't have any parent component. So if you want to do, so I will add a some double text. Okay, I will just cut it this both things. I will just control X and reduce control V, control S. Okay, so now enclosing with the this one is called a React fragment. Either we can say React dot fragment. Okay, so the React fragment is what? It is React fragment provide a way to group a multiple elements in the React without adding extra code to the DOM. So what is a multiple tags? So here is a H2 is a one tag, P is a one tag. You can have a number of tags. So but you have to enclose with the React.js fragment to work with properly. Okay, so that is what he is telling. A React fragment provides a way to group a multiple element in the React without adding an extra need node to the DOM. They are especially useful when you need to return the multiple elements from the components render method without wrapping them in the single parent element. So that is what I was telling that. So if you want to return a multiple elements returns handle, so you have to use a React fragment. Okay, so just React fragment means you have to answer like that. When you have multiple elements to be written, so that is you have to go with the React fragments like that. The next is the pure component. A React pure component is a component is a component class that automatically checks if the props or state have changed the before rendering, optimizing performance by preventing unnecessary re-render. Use when it is components render output depends only on the props and state, not an external factor. See, simple this one. What is a pure component? So pure component is a class that is automatically checks the props. So what is the props? So this is this dot props dot name is. So this is the name value. So let's say Virat. So this dot props dot name is Virat. So how it is coming? So it is coming by someone either props or directly you are mentioning. Okay. But thing is that pure component it will check whether it is already rendered or not. If it is rendered, so it will not touch for the header. It will run the remaining. So this is the basic funda. So pure component is what? So it is the component checks the like state is varied or not before rendering the element. So this is called a pure component and a React memo. What is a React memo? A React memo is a higher order component provided by the React that memorizes function components, preventing unnecessary re-render when it is the props haven't changed. Here is a conscious explanation. What is this? A React memo. So when to load a component? Can anyone tell? So I have a component where it will be loaded. So whenever your component is empty, okay, sorry. Whenever your state value is state updates, automatically component will be called. So React Memo optimizes the functional components by memorizing their props. Use it when you want to prevent a function component from re-rendering unless it is props changed. So if you not mention this one, so continuously it is running. So whenever the props value change or a state value change, so then only it has to be reload means. So this is how it works. Okay. So my component React memo. Okay. So React memo and name considered my component render. So this is how for one time it will run. Next time it will not run because we have passed the name value. So if you pass the name value differently dynamically, then you can call it n times. So that is not difficult. So these are all the just sentences. Just understand what is the purpose. And React.js refs. What is a React.js refs? It's an object. A React.js ref is an object that allow you to access and interact with a DOM element or a React component instead directly. Here is a conscious example. Use a ref when you need to access the underlying DOM structure or manage a focus, tax selection, or imperative animations in React component. Okay, what we are going to do? We are going to be create a component. Just a minute. Hello. ಹೌದಾ ಹೌದಾ ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ ಆಯ್ತು okay so now here what is a React.js ref? A React.js ref is an object that allow you to access and interact with the DOM element or a React component instance directly. Here is an example. So here what happened? Use a refs when you need to access the underlying DOM structure or manage focus, text selection, or improve the animation in the React component. So what does it mean in the sense? So when the component is loaded, can anyone tell? So when the component will, when the component is loaded, you just think and tell me when the component is loaded. I will just create a my component dot jsx react functional component. Okay, so just what I will do, I will use a useref object constant useref equals to uh, what we are using. Sorry, input. This useref is an object. User in see here. It will import from the React.js useref. Initially, that is a null we are passing. Okay, so useref is what? The useref is an object. It is there in the React.js library. So initially we have assigned a null value and h2 use ref object control s. Then we are using what is this one? Yeah, button and input. So input type equals to text and value equals to sorry, ref equals to input ref. Okay, so this is the input. Then I will use a one button. So here what event I am using? The on click event, focus event I am calling. Okay, so this is a, so either we can use a focus event or a handle focus. So I want to clear that one, constant handle, handle focus. Then we are calling a input ref current focus. Input. Okay, so we are calling a input ref current focus. Control S. So this is the handle focus we are calling here, and input ref dot current dot focus. So now I want to go here. I will just comment it, or else I will just add below. What is this command? Comment now. My automatically it is telling that here it is there, so automatically imported, and I want to close this one. Control S. Input ref is not defined. So line number 79. What is the line number 79? Line number, will close this one, and 79. Yeah. So what is the mistake we have done? I think yeah. So we have used different name here. Here also input ref, and we need to create an object of similar type, right? Then only it will exist. Still, line number, user input is not defined. We'll go here. So button, I will add a one check order focus input, something like that. We'll go here. See here. I reload it. If you not see the, you are not going to see anything here. Okay. If I just click on this one, so here it is the focus input current. It is going to be show the cursor here. So here you might see the something called a some blink icon is coming. So if you reload means, if you just see here, uh, if I just click on focus input, so it is going to be focused like this. So this is called a focus input. So these are all the not a big topic. So just having an idea is very important. Okay, React portals. Okay, so this is a little bit you are not going through such scenarios. Rarely you are going for this React portals. React portals provides a way to render a children component outside of the DOM. Where is our DOM? So DOM, our DOM is here in the public.html, in the So here it is a my root element. So I want to create a one more root element and define a here means. So I will create a, so it will run outside the DOM. So React DOM where it will be there. So it will be there inside the index.js. Here it is a React.js DOM will be there. Okay, but if you want to run outside the DOM, React.js DOM, so then you have to use a one more ID attribute. Yeah, here it is that what is the one more attribute? Uh, so I'm going to be open a model. What is a model? If you just see here, one example, Bootstrap model. I will just show you. Same thing in the React.js, it will be there. Okay, I will just click here. Once I click this here, it is the model will be opened. So this model we are going to be render outside the DOM. So there, here we are using a index.root. I will use a one more thing to call demo. So whenever I want to call an event, I am referring this ID attribute, but it's outside the DOM. Okay, so that is called a React portless. So I am going to be share this document. So you just go through it. So just practice this one, how to do it. Because this is not that much big topic and even this is not a small topics. So this is the normal function component is there and only thing we are defining outside the root element of the DOM. Okay, then higher order component. What is a higher order component? So the component it is having some features, so that features is going to be shared to the child. So this is what the explanation is there. So context API. So we are going to be discussing the last. We have left 2 to 3 topics. Lifecycle method, context API. Here also context API is there. So this is we are going to be discussing the deeply in the last. So React Portless instance, React Portals provides a way to render children's components outside the DOM hierarchy of the parent component. That's it. So next is a React.js HTTP uh, get, post, delete, put away. Okay, first we'll understand what is a HTTP, what is a get, what is a post, what is a delete, what is a put. For that we will go here. One example. What is that example? I want to take a diagram and explain. What is an API? What is an HTTP? What is a client? What is a server and everything. Let's say you have a Facebook login page and here it is a database. So or its backend. So this is called a okay. So this is called a backend and this is called a 1 minute. So this is a database. Okay, so including we can say as a backend. Then how it is communicating? If I entering a, let's say this is the username field and this here it is a submit is there. I will add a value here and I will submit here. Once I submit here, it will come here and it will check whether the data is there or not. If the data is there, if the data is not there, again it will give a return like that. Okay, invalid username and password. So that is clear. What if the data is there? So then it is going to be redirected to the dashboard. No, it will not go here. So it will come here. So this call is called a http http here one more d http, or else I will just cancel it. http is a server, or http API. What is the API? Application Program Interface. Got it? So HTTP means same thing. If you want to send the data, that is called a post. If you want to get the data, so that is called a get. If you want to delete, so that is a delete. If you want to update, so that is a update API. So this every application is having a minimum three courses. Sorry, like three phases: post, get, delete, update. Let's say four. So you can have a n number of IP address, get by user ID, get by name, get by salary, get by package. So like that, so you can have a n number of scenarios. So we got to know what is a HTTP API. HTTP API is nothing but it is sending the data from the client to the server, or taking the data from server to the client. So this is happening through the HTTP. So that is a hypertext transfer protocol. Okay. So now what I want to do, I want to demonstrate the get API. For that, you need to install one more thing called that is called an Axios. Okay, then first one is what a get. So how to get the API? So I will just take one component inside a source. Inside a source, there is a component folder. So here it is. What is this one? Okay, get data. Sorry, get data dot JSX and React functional component export. React functional component export. So then what we have to do? I want to create a one array constant bracket equals to use state. Why I'm using? So I want to maintain the state. So what type of it is? It is a type of a array. So data, comma, set data. Then where is the data? Okay, first get data is there. I will add inside h2 get data, and okay, initially the data is empty, so I need to fetch. So how to fetch? So there is a one thing called a that is called an Axios. What is Axios? Package we need to install. So to get the set delete update, no, so you need a APIs here. So for that you have to install the npm install Axios. The npm install Axios. So it is going to be install the npm package here. So then when to display? So I will use a one function. I will use a one button get data. So when I click on this get data, so it has to be show the data. So then on click display data, control s constant display data equals to open close brace, open close brace. Now, so Axios is installed. So here npm Axios. the Axios dot get. Axios dot get. So this is the one API they are using. What is this API? I will just show one folder called fake JSON. Fake means what? Dummy JSON. So if I just go for the JSON placeholder, it is giving a one API. What is that API? Let's say posts. So these are all the posts I need to. It is showing in the JSON placeholder, but I want to display in my browser. So I will use this API control X. I will close this one, and I will go here get control dot then or a response. Yeah, dot then open close brace bracket. Here I will pass a response object. So I need to pet. It is going to be fetch all the data. Where is this one? JSON placeholder typical post. Then it is sending in the form of response. So that response I want to store here. So how to store? Set data is a method. Okay. First we'll print what it is printing. CLZ. Okay. Response control S. If I just go to here, it is running. But I want to render inside my component. So I will just control sorry control Z control forward slash then control s less than get data. See, it is telling that it is there inside a com folder. So it is a coming here control s. Okay, so here it is a get data is there. So get data where it is there, it is exactly it is in the get data component. So here once I click on this button and it is happening on click event and it is calling display data axios drop that, and this is the JSON placeholder. This is a dummy JSON. It is sending from the server to the in the form of response. So what it contains we will see here. I will just go to the browser and I will just type the localhost 3000. It is going to be load control shift I, because whatever the data I have got, so it has to be shown in the console. I will just click here. See here, all the data is coming. What it contains, that response contains your header information, configuration, data, request, or status code, and status text, everything. So I want only the data, not remaining. So if you want to only the data, then response dot data control s. If you just go to the browser and clean it and reload it, one minute. See here, it is going to be show the only one data. But I want to display in my in the browser here, not in the console. So for that, in that we have to go here, set the data method. What is the set data? It is going to be set. Where it is set? For the data. So in the bracket data. Okay, so now here what happened? Axios.get JSON person type folder, then response console.response set data. So set data, what it is going to do? It is going to be set the data from the server where, see, not a data, a response.data. Control S, control V. So this is the response to data. It is giving actual data. So that is going to be set to the data. So that is we are going to be map here. So data dot map bracket. So that and bracket uh, dat dot what is the data it contains, mm, dot id. So where it is the data set data. It is going to be set the response data. So data dot map data is there. So if you just want to show in the console, if you just you're going to see here, when I click on this one data, right click, open it, console, clear it, get data. So it is giving like this. Okay, so tomorrow session we are going to be discuss with the one full complete example. So how to get the data, how to set the data, what different types of data are there. So that is we are going to be discussing.